A very good afternoon. We're coming to you live on the last day of polling in the 5 state assemblies. Telangana is polling in a single phase, and we have reporters spread across Hyderabad and other parts of Telangana. We will be joined by them very soon to get a sense of what's happening on ground. Shabir, what are you picking up from people that you've been speaking to?
See, of all these five state elections, Telangana is the most interesting fight, I would say, because this is where both the national parties, the BJP and the Congress, is taking on a regional player. So there is lots at stake for KCR, and also the reports that we were getting from the ground that Congress has revived itself and Congress is like a force to reckon with now in Telangana is all making this election very, very interesting, Pooja. We'll go across to all our reporters who are there on ground. There is voting that is happening. Pooja.
Janvi, and get the latest polling percentage. Janvi, what are the numbers as of 12 o'clock?
Yeah, so polling started at 7 a.m. and it's been almost 5 hours. We're almost halfway done. But as of half an hour ago, as of 11:30, the turnout was around 20.64% overall. And the highest was in Adlabad district, but the lowest, as people expect, is in Hyderabad. It's only 12.39%. So a lot of prominent leaders and actors have been voting. I mean, have gone to vote since early in the morning, and some of them. Minister KTR and MIM chief OIC, they've all appealed, especially to urban voters from Hyderabad, to turn up and vote in big numbers. OIC has even appealed people to vote specifically to strengthen communal harmony to voters of Hyderabad. And so overall, there are about 3.2 crore voters expected to vote, and 35,655 polling stations, of which almost one third have been identified as critical. Around 12,570 of them. But so far, it's been pretty smooth. There haven't been any major incidents. There was one incident in Jangaon where a few Congress workers sort of manhandled a guy saying he was trying to impersonate a voter. But otherwise, just a few minor clashes here and there between party workers, but nothing serious. So yeah, maybe the others can talk more about these incidents. But so far, it's been pretty smooth and peaceful.
Yeah, and if you are a voter in Telangana and you're watching an appeal from all of us, please do go out and cast your vote. The percentage doesn't look too great at this point, and as always, Hyderabad percentages are not looking promising at all. You still have a lot of time, so do go out and vote. There was one controversy though, BRS Chief KCR's daughter Kavita, after casting her vote, she came out and made an appeal for people to vote for BRS, and of course the Congress has approached the Election Commission over this. I'm going to go across to Eunice quickly. Eunice, what if you can just refresh the memory of our viewers? What are the three top issues that the party spoke about ahead of?
So KCR, of course, and BRS have stuck to their promises, of providing continuous water supply. They've said that they promised to increase the subsidy for land owning farmers this time. They've essentially more or less continued with most of the same schemes from the last election, but I think they have also kind of tried to match with the Congress, because the Congress is full. The six guarantees that they've, similar to what was promised in Karnataka, right? Here also, whether it is power, whether it is water, whether it is the Saubhagya Lakshmi scheme that the BRS has also talked about. But I think if you ask me, for me, the most important promise would be by the BJP, which has, apart from its development agenda this time, also promised to rewrite history, revise history in Telangana. So it kind of it's a bit of a new thing. I don't remember seeing it the last time. I did in the election campaign that I've been to. I remember very clearly listening to a lot of songs about the Razakars and Telangana martyrs and things like that. So that would be interesting to see how much of an impact that has this election. And as far as controversies are concerned, this time also there was, I believe, a bit of tension at Nagarjun Sagar Dam, which is one of the dams, one of the two dams, Srisailam and Nagarjun Sagar Dam, are two projects that supply water to both Telangana and Andhra. Nagarjun Sagar is supposed to be with Telangana, and Srisailam is supposed to be with Andhra. I mean, in terms of control. So I think after after a very long time, we've had like issues in terms of what is like, after Telangana formed, literally the police clashed over there for control of the dam in at different points. I think this is the first time, at least as far as I remember, in the last couple of years, that something controversial has happened, and the Telangana government has claimed that Andhra Pradesh has deployed police and taken over half of the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, which is a very interesting thing to happen on the day of polling itself. The state government here
Okay.
claims that it was done with some kind of malified intention on the day of voting when there are less officials around. But the Andhra government has flatly denied, saying that we have not done anything like that. There are some visuals of showing that the police have clashed in one from both sides. This issue of water is always a touchy subject, as far I would say, in Telangana, because the issue of water has been one of the most the biggest promises that KCR has always stuck to, saying that we will provide water. I believe the BRS government also claims to have provided water all across the state through its different projects, whether it is
Yunus,
Bhagirath or So
yes, Yunus. Just before the elections, KCR appeared to be very strong. He was the first one to announce the candidates. In fact, he was the first one to hit the campaign trail. So, what
right,
exactly happened as far as the BRS strategy is concerned? Where did they lag, and what was the one reason where there seems to be some kind of confusion in KCR strategy? Because we all know that KCR is a very shrewd politician. In fact, in 2018,
right,
he threw a surprise. He called in for early elections. He never gave the time for opposition parties to step up their game. But
right,
in this
right.
case, it appears that something has gone wrong for KCR. What are the reasons for that?
I think there are a couple of things here. See, in KCR in August itself announced the candidates. Most of them, in fact, most of the sitting candidates were retained. And I think that may itself have given opposition parties a bit of time to, calibrate and see who to field, who not to field. Uh, Within the candidates from the TRS and from the Congress, people moved back and forth. People who didn't get tickets, people who you have Mainampalli Hanumantrao from the BRS who got a ticket but still quit and joined the Congress because his son did not get a ticket. Things like that. I think the BRS probably assumed that the situation would remain the same all throughout till December. But I think towards the very end, we saw a rejuvenated Congress, because I think more than the six guarantees, the Congress also had a very strong campaign this time in terms of social media presence. They were also able to kind of hit and question the BRS where it actually mattered. They were able to pinpoint issues. For example, Kaleshwaram has been one major thing. Kaleshwaram, I don't think anybody has until now been able to corner the BRS on. You have Rahul Gandhi visiting one of the places where there was a bit of a damage in the project in the Medigadda barrage and things like that. And if you ask me, I would say in 2018, KCR finished his campaign with a massive public rally on the last day or the second last day. I remember because I was there, and I think this time I've been to. I was at Modi's rallies. So you didn't. Rahul Gandhi was also in Hyderabad on the last day of campaigning, but we
Yeah,
didn't really see
your
KCR
video has
campaign.
gone viral. Your video of you interacting with a right-wing person, where he says that Hyderabad is named after Hyder Ali, has gone
Hyder Ali.
viral on social media. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually one of the most interesting conversations from there, because the rest of it were just people, saying we support Modi, etc., etc. But this is a chap who was willing to sit and talk, and he was like saying we want this, we want that. So I thought, I mean, we've been hearing of this name change issue from a long time. So I thought it would be interesting to actually ask them where or what they want exactly. I think that kind of helped a lot of us get an insight into what right wing supporters actually want.
Okay. I'll quickly go to Bhavani. Just hold on to your thoughts. I'll go to Bhavani.
Sure.
Bhavani, where are you reporting from, and what's the situation on ground? Uh, yeah, go ahead. Bhavani's audio. I think we have some problem with Bhavani's audio. Pooja, let move on clear that audio issues. But tell me, Pooja, what exactly happened as far as Telangana is concerned? Is the Karnataka election impacted so much that the Congress got some kind of boost all of a sudden in Telangana?
Congress was the principal opposition party throughout in Telangana, but yes, the win in Karnataka did have a positive impact on the campaign. The morale of the cadre was much better this time around. But we cannot discount the fact that KCR has been facing anti-incumbency. He's been in government for 2 straight terms and is seeking a third reterm. So it's a lot of factors that have come together, and we did see, like you rightly mentioned earlier, a very strong campaign by the Congress this time. The guarantees are something they've been speaking about, but they also made corruption a big issue. Our reporters can shed more light on that, but if you ask me, the 3 top issues would be anti-incumbency, corruption, and the welfare schemes that both parties promise. There are a slew of schemes that KCR's government has implemented in some cases, announced in some other cases, and the Congress had their own set of promises in terms of welfare schemes that they have promised and projected. So,
talking about anti-incumbency, what exactly is the issue with KCR? Is that all these MLAs are unpopular? In fact, there were only 7 MLAs who were dropped, but all the other MLAs were retained. And we see on eve of voting, there are MLAs who are sitting along with their family members and putting out posts, crying and asking for votes. And is this a bit of an issue for KCR? How his MLAs have become unpopular in all these years? Pooja, your audio. Yeah, go ahead.
So KCR has given tickets to many sitting MLAs, so they too face a bit of anti-incumbency in their own constituencies. That definitely is a factor. He wanted to announce the list from a place of strength, which is why he did not wait for others. He didn't, over 100 candidate names were announced as early as August, which is not the norm. People wait till last few weeks. That gave Congress and even the BJP enough time to have some of the other leaders from those regions come and join the party. That has definitely been a shot in the arm for the Congress particularly. But the fact is that there are several issues. There are questions over some of the schemes like Dalit Bandhu, Raita Bandhu. Although this is his biggest poll plank, right? His welfare schemes, the Telangana model that the BRS is talking about, not just in Telangana, mind you, now that they have national aspirations, they've been talking about this in Maharashtra. We've seen ads of the BRS government, even in Delhi, front page, full page ads in Delhi. So for a party that has national ambitions, this is in a sense a referendum on the 10 years of KCR's government. The Congress has gotten a lot of strength from other states like Karnataka. We've had leaders from other states like Rajasthan also come there in campaign. They have a new party president in Mallikarjun Kharge, somebody who knows Telangana politics quite closely, I must add. So all these factors have gone in favor of Congress. But let's remember that there wasn't a lot of anger against KCR as such from what we could pick up on the ground. It was the feeling that we saw was some people thought that maybe it's time to give somebody else a chance. But whether it will be a wave in terms of will it be, there's never been, in both the Telugu states, there's never been a tradition of a hung assembly. And this is a small state, 119 seats. So, 10, 15 seats here and there, and that's a game changer, right?
Okay. Pooja, we can go to Bhavani. Bhavani is also outside a polling booth. Bhavani,
Yes,
tell us
sir.
where you are and what's the situation around you.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. The polling started at 7 a.m., but there was we could see that the voters did not show up. But now we can see that the polling percentage has increased. That means a lot of people are showing up. Even the roads were empty. The government has announced a holiday too for the people to come up and vote, but only it's after 11 p.m. that we could see the polling percentage has increased. And the cities, it's quite, there are no instances of any disturbances as of now, except in Ibrahim Patnam. The Congress has said that the BRS candidates have underlined, they highlighted Machi Kishan Reddy. He's the BRS candidate name in the EVM. That's the only disturbance that we could see till now. Otherwise, it's a very good, without any disturbances, it's going on.
And Bhavani, you also traveled to Gajwel. So can you tell us about what's the situation on ground in Gajwel? You must have been talking to stringers and reporters there on ground. How is the voting taking place in KCR's constituency where he's contesting from?
Well, in Gajwel, KCR has contested successfully twice. Now it is somebody else is challenging him. It's his own, somebody who has seen him as a mentor, that is Ekala Rajendra. And whatever the talk on ground is that whatever the anti-incumbency is there, and the opposition for KCR for some reason, that votes might fall for Ekala Rajendra, and also since he belongs to a BC community, all the BC votes also might fall for Ethan Rajendra. It can be, we can say it is not an easy fight in Gajwel too.
Okay, also, can we have Anjana, who is also reporting from one of the polling booths? Okay, till we get Anjana online, Pooja, tell us what's happening in Gajwel and Kamareddy. This is the constituency where the top politicians are battling out. So just take us through the campaign there over there in that particular constituencies. Why these constituencies are really important.
Absolutely. In a surprise move, KCR announced that he will be contesting from 2 seats, Gajwel, which has been his seat, and Kamareddy as well. Kamareddy is quite close to Hyderabad, not too far away. So perhaps the thinking was that, the development of Hyderabad will also have a ripple effect in this seat. But right after that, we saw that the two top guys of BJP and Congress, the Congress president, also announced that he will be giving a tough fight to KCR in Kamareddy and Etala Rajendra, like Bhavani rightly mentioned, somebody who was with the BRS, a very prominent Dalit leader as well, but had a massive fallout with KCR, went out, joined the BJP and won a by-election, which was a big prestige issue for KCR and Etala. He has also decided to challenge KCR in Gajwel. Now, the thinking behind this perhaps is to tie down KCR, who is BRS's star campaigner. He has to travel across the state and campaign for his party. But if you have two strong candidates challenging him, that will relatively tie him down to his constituencies and limit, how much time he can spend in other constituencies. How will this really pan out? We'll know. If we can get Anjana back, we'll just get a quick look at what the queues are looking like in Hyderabad. Anjana, tell us which polling booth you're joining us from, and do we see a crowd? Do we see people lining up?
I'm at Tarnaka polling booth. It comes under the Secunderabad constituency. I'm at the Tarnaka polling booth. The voter turnout is low. It's where I went to vote, and the turnout is extremely low. More people could have turned up. I was the only person when I entered to cast my vote, and there were negligible number of people. It was heartening to see some people turn up, even though they were people with disabilities. So you did see a lot of people come up and try to exercise their right to franchise, but for the most part, Hyderabad has generally suffered from low voter turnout, and this election is no exception.
Right. If you are from Hyderabad, be like Anjana, go out and vote. Don't sit at home. Don't take a vacation. Don't leave Hyderabad. First cast your vote, and then maybe you can take a quick vacation. Anjana, I want to stick with you. You did travel across the state. You did also visit some of the catchment areas of the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project, which has been a big elephant in the room. I've been saying this because the BRS says that it's a life-changing project for many people living around there. and the Congress did attack the project, saying that it is a symbol of corruption of the BRS. Now, I want to know from you what the people that you spoke to were thinking. Did it improve their lives? Were they did they fear for their safety? What did they think?
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
the corruption did figure a little bit, but this whole question of whether the barrage and its collapse could be unsafe, while experts said that yes, some property would be lost, a lot of people will, a few thousand people might suffer. People living near the barrages had more day-to-day concerns. The fact that their land was taken away, now they can't do farming, or people near the second barrage I went to, which is called Annarum barrage, right? There they said that, listen, our fields get flooded because they open the gates of the barrage every single time when it's not needed. So these were the day-to-day concerns they were dealing with. The fact that their economy fails. They were cotton cultivators, and when your fields get flooded, cotton crop suffers because cotton as a crop requires very little water. So they had day-to-day concerns. They weren't so concerned about whether or not there was deep-seated corruption, or whether or not this was unsafe or not. I don't think they cared so much about unsafe. In fact, one person very laughingly said, "It might as well fall down now. I'm a little tired of it." So that was how they felt about it on the ground. Now, whether it's a scientific view or not is probably not my place to say, but they were very clear about their day-to-day economy being affected, and that was their major concern.
Thanks for that update, Anjana. The politicians and even media sometimes don't pick up the actual concerns of people, right, Shabir? There's a narrative that is driven, and they somehow seem to think that that's what people think too. But it's when we go on the ground, like Anjana, Bhavani, Yunus, Bala, Janvi, all of them went and spoke to people, that we understand what they're thinking. Uh, but yeah,
Well, yeah, Pooja, I'll just give an update because we are still waiting for the numbers 12:30 p.m. But there is an update from 11:30. Telangana has recorded 20.64% voter turnout, and Hyderabad is the very lowest. And Adilabad district continues to lead with 30.65%, closely followed by Medak, which is 30.27%. And the least voter turnout is Hyderabad. It's just 12.39. So I would urge everyone out there in Hyderabad to vote in large numbers, because this is something which is very important, because this election is a make or break election for Telangana. So your participation is really, really important. So we'll go to Yunus. Yunus, also tell us about the Hyderabad city itself. So, what exactly is the scenario in Hyderabad? I don't think we have Yunus, or okay, we don't have Yunus. Like we'll go to Janvi. Janvi, can you just tell us what exactly is the update from the election commission, if we have got the latest numbers, or about the polling that is taking place in several parts of the state?
Sorry, Shabir, I can't hear you. Oh.
Janvi, can you give us a quick update on if there is any details that are coming in
Yeah, no,
from?
the latest turnout figures are still from as of 11:30 a.m. only in the same 20.64%.
Okay, by far the voting is peaceful there. Yunus is back. Yunus, just tell us, why is Hyderabad not voting in large numbers? Why is the turnout very low in Hyderabad?
I think generally speaking, urban voting percentage has always been low, as far as I also remember. Um, I mean, as far as I understand, a lot of people here seem to be more concerned about their daily lives. It takes a lot of prodding for people to come to vote. I mean, of course, 40 to 50% is the usual percentage, as far as I remember. It's a little lower in the old city area. I remember last time and before that, even until 3 p.m. the voting was around 20-25% votes. So it takes a lot of pushing by leaders to get people to come out to vote. I think in the OCT this time also it's been relatively calm, except that I think MBT, Majlis Bachao Tehreek, the primary opposition to the MIM in the OCT. I think the leader Amjadullah Khan has been detained. He has been claimed. There have been reports, or at least there have been allegations that MIM was printing some kind of voter slips with its logo on it to ask people to vote. So he's been. I think he was protesting today, and he was detained after that in the old commissioner's office in the South Zone. So apart from that, it's been relatively peaceful. But I'm in Begumpet here in this very specific area called Prakash Nagar. People here seem to be out. It's pretty. I won't say packed, but the polling booth is pretty busy. People have been coming. People have been going. A lot of people in the area are out to vote here, please. So I can't say that all. I think probably the entire city on the whole might sound low, but I think there are pockets where the voting concept or the voting percentage is a little higher. I think, like I said, like all city has traditionally always been low. Uh, I think a lot of people there somehow don't either understand the importance of it, or the political leaders are also not able to get everybody out. But you have, for example, Karwan also a seat that the MIM has. In Karwan, you will find slightly higher voting percentage. So yeah, let's see. I hope, hopefully, maybe it might be better. I think traditionally it's been 80% or something around that in the rural areas of district of Telangana, while in Hyderabad, GTMC area, it's been around 50% roughly, as far as I remember, at, on an average in elections.
Yeah.
Pooja.
We'll come back to all our reporters in a while. Two quick reminders: do visit our website and read all the stories that we've done. We've put together an exhaustive list of all the stories that we've covered over the last 2 to 3 months. So I would urge you to go and read them and get a better sense of what were the issues and what people were talking about. And the second appeal from all of us here at News Minute and News Laundry, do consider contributing to our joint election fund, because our election coverage is unsponsored and unbiased, and it's been powered only by viewers and readers like you. So please do your bit and support independent media. Shabir, we'll be back at 8 o'clock with what? Let's tell our viewers what they can
we'll be back at 8 o'clock with the exit numbers. We are not doing any exit polls, but we will gather numbers from various media houses, and we will be giving it to you. And we'll also be joined by Danya Rajendran and a couple of others who have traveled to different parts of different parts in these 5 state elections. In fact, Prajwal went to Madhya Pradesh. Sudipto Mondal visited Chhattisgarh, and he has also filed his report. So we'll also be joined by others in that 8 o'clock debate, where we will, decode all these exit poll numbers. But the ultimate results are going to be on the December 3rd, where independent media houses like The Wire, News Laundry, Scroll, Caravan, and all of us have come together for decoding this 5 state election, what it matters for these states, and what will be the larger picture for the upcoming 2024 elections. So do join us on December 3rd. December 3rd with independent media. So that is how we have projected it. So do follow our coverage on all these elections, and also be with us on December 3rd. Thank you so much for watching.